غرباء 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 غرباء
If we want the mercy of Allah to descend, if we want the help of Allah to descend, we have to translate our talking into actions. You know, how often do you hear Muslims complaining, oh, why isn't the help of Allah descending? How often do you hear them whinging? But how many actions do we do? Has this ummah paid its zakah and then Allah withheld His help? Has this ummah prayed salah like it should have prayed and then Allah withheld His help? Has this ummah made the Prophet ﷺ their role model, then Allah withheld His help? Has this ummah made people like Abu Bakr and Umar and Khadija and Fatima their role models and then Allah withheld His help? Has this ummah had the concern of the Prophet ﷺ? Has it a concern for the rest of humanity and then Allah withheld His help? Or do we have this warped perception that somehow Allah is obliged to help us? Somehow, na'udhu billah, as though we are Allah and Allah is our slave. Understand, you are the slaves. Allah is samad, Allah is dependent. You have to fulfill the conditions and then the help of Allah descends. That's when the help of Allah descends. Not that you do nothing and you go on lackadaisically in your lives. Dunya is your maqsad. You don't learn anything about your deen and somehow Allah is obliged to help you. Allah is the Lord. Allah is Khaliq. Allah is Malik. Allah does not require to help anybody. And your numbers don't make any difference. You can be 1.6 million, 1.2 billion. They don't make any difference.
So Muslims, if we want to change this society, if we want to change the direction of this society, if we want to affect this society, we have to first reform ourselves. So don't point at the Yahudi. Don't point at the Nasara. Don't point at Bush, and don't point at Blair, and don't point at Howard, and don't point at this one and that one. Because when you point, there's three fingers pointing back at you. Blame yourself. Because when you sincerely blame yourself, you will change yourself. The Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, when those people threw him out the boat into the water, they want him to die, didn't they? They want him to die. They want him to drown. Or they want the big fish to swallow him. They throw him in the boat. They did that. They conspired against him and they threw him in the boat. They threw him out. But when they threw him out, he didn't say, oh, why you do that? You guys is no good. You are criminals. And while he's almost drowning, he's blaming them. No.
There is nobody like them today, the Mujahideen. When we speak about them, when we hear about them, we walk with our heads up high. We are proud of them because they are our sons. They are the ones who are the lions of Tawheed. They are the lions of Jihad. They are the lions of this ummah. When they roar, the kings and the queens, the presidents, prime ministers stand still to listen to those people. They left their women, they left their children to go and fight for the sake of Allah. Who amongst us left their women and left their children? Who amongst us left their millions to go and fight for the sake of Allah? They left their houses and their palaces to go and fight. They sleep in the caves. The skies are their blankets. The ground that they sleep on is their mattress. The rocks and the stones that they sleep on are their pillows. How dare anybody attack them? They are the people of Isa. Because of them we walk with our head up high. Anybody who attacks them are from the kuffar and from the munafiqeen. Nobody loves them, but they are muwahhid and but they are Muslim. We are the ones who should follow them, my dear brothers and sisters. There isn't nobody on this earth today like them. Nobody.
Yeah.
Islam is to submit to Allah as Al-Hakam. The 99 names, this is one of them. Al-Hakam is the lawgiver, who not only gives the law, but his law is the supreme law. And when he makes something haram, it must be enforced as haram. And when he makes something halal, it must be enforced as halal. And so anyone who submits to any law other than Allah's law as the supreme law has said goodbye to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Al-Hakam.
بتوبة تمحو بها ما كان من